It's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but this Christmas was definitely a heavy one. Despite that, Christmas is our favorite time of the year, and these are all of the decorations that my grandmother had up for Christmas. I didn't do too much for gift giving. Most of my gifts were souvenirs that I brought back from my travels, mainly Egypt. Christmas is a heavy time for multiple reasons. I used to pick up lots of gifts for my mom. I still see things that I think that she would like. So, there's definitely something missing during the holiday seasons. Our family was only a family of 5 and now there's just 4 of us. But that's okay. I brought back some gifts from my travels and now it's time to get them ready for Christmas. I did mostly gift bags, but there were a few things that I did need to wrap, like that calendar I have in my hand from my grandfather. That is some really nice oil that I got from my grandma for Christmas. She has since opened it and she definitely loves it. Given everything that's going on in the world, I didn't want to do a bunch of arbitrary gift giving and shopping and feeding into the capitalistic systems that are oppressing us. So I decided to pick up things that I knew that my family would like and that they would use. My grandmother mentioned that she used to do cross stitching. And so I went to a shop that I know in Spain and brought back some supplies for her to get back into this hobby that she used to love again. As I was wrapping this gift, I noticed something was missing. Somehow the needles got away, but I got them. Of course, Bella traveled with me. Here she is, staring off into the distance, contemplating the meaning of life, wondering what she got for Christmas. Before Christmas, I filled my days with running errands with Grandma. Here we went to the post office so that I can do my fingerprints for my Spanish residency. She really loves driving me around, in case you can't tell. We did do a little bit of Christmas shopping. There were some last minute things that she wanted to pick up, and I got her a gift from me. One of the best parts of Christmas is the cooking, and my grandmother loves to cook and bake. Here she's making coconut
Okay, what's this part?
macaroons. This is coconut, condensed milk, vanilla.
Not yet. I gotta put the vanilla
Oh,
in.
okay.
Recipe,
Being back
which
at
I
home
can't
also
find
meant that I resumed
again.
my position
But I
as full
think
time bartender
I've
for my
got the measurements
grandfather.
down, so I'm gonna try and make an eggnog cocktail with manita tequila. Let's get our most important ingredients. Southern Comfort. All right. So this is actually obviously something I love. Super easy. Only a few ingredients. Now let's see. All right. Oh, oh, that's so cute. All right. Now, should I taste test it? Yes. I might have to make myself one of these. This is actually not bad. Obviously, we're gonna have Grandpa try.
You got company.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh, looks good.
How is it?
Good.
Go. All right. Listen. This is what happened.
My grandfather and I also participated in the
Israel
holiday
now is
tradition
like
of discussing tense topics.
they're bombing.
They're bombing, they're
Intergenerationally.
shooting, they're bulldozing over people. Like, it's not just, okay, we're going to bomb you. They're being really inhumane about it. They are starving them. They have not had access to food, water. They cut off their water because they control water. They control electricity. They control internet. They cut all this stuff off. So now, if they're not being bombed to death, they're dying of disease. They're dying of starvation. And you just keep seeing all these videos. Over 10,000 children, I think like 28,000 civilians have in Palestine have died since October 7th. And everyone is just like, oh, Israel has a right to defend itself from this one thing that happened on October 7th. So now they get to bomb Gaza to death, basically. And so people think it started on October 7th, like Hamas just suddenly bombed Israel out of nowhere. But it's like they're a resistance group. They are tired of their parents being murdered. In other parts of occupied land, like the West Bank, is a different area. There's no Hamas there, but they're doing the same thing there. Shooting people, kidnapping people. They kidnap children, hold them hostage with no trial. So it's basically, yeah.
And the Americans are on the Israelite side, is that correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, because Netanyahu, they put him in office many years ago, didn't they?
Yes. He's, they got their hand in each other's pockets.
He's either American citizen.
Yeah, he went to school in Philadelphia.
Or I know he went to college and
Yeah. And most of the people, but most of these people are from the US, they're from Europe. They said there's like 4,000 French people fighting for the Israel forces. Most of these people are not even indigenous or Jewish to the land. It's like they came because it allows them to like live out this fantasy of killing brown people, basically.
More to speak. A religious war.
But it's not even about the religion because it's Israel as a state, right? Like, it's not even the Jewish religion. It's like Israel as a state versus Muslims, because they're saying Israel as a state has a right to exist. But when you look at any other country, like, no country is granted a right to exist. The United States is not granted a right to exist. No country is. But Israel wants legally to say we have a right to exist, but it's not to do with Jewish people, because not all Jewish people agree. Like, even in Israel, Jewish people are protesting. There was this video of the police beating Orthodox Jewish people, very visibly Jewish, beating them because they were protesting this war. So it's not really rooted in religion, but they're using that as a reason to justify what they're doing, So it's really just down to like classic racism.
War. There's always a war going on in the world.
Always. But you know who's usually behind it?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's time for me to put away all of my computer stuff, pull off the sofa cushions, and set up my sofa bed. This is where I sleep, in the spare bedroom where they usually use it to watch TV. It's now my room. Yep, you're right. They do barge in from time to time because I have no privacy. But that's okay. They're my grandparents. I got my crystals. I made my bed. And now it's time to relax. Oh, what's this doing in here? Just kidding. This is me massaging my back. Back pain does not take a break during the holidays. It actually feels even worse now since I was on a plane for several hours. I've been traveling nearly the entire year. And it feels like the weight of the world is on my shoulders because there's still a genocide going on. But it's important to stretch, massage, work out those kinks. Here's me post Christmas with my new Christmas gift. That's right. When my grandmother and I went out shopping, I asked for her to get me this deep tissue massager, which has changed my life. I suggest that if you have any body pain, you quickly buy one of these. They do not have them in Spain. At least I have not seen them there. And so this is a game changer. It massages the muscles deeply. My head is a huge source of pain for me right now. And it doesn't solve all of my pain issues, but it definitely loosens up the muscles so that when I stretch and massage, the impact is even greater. I recommend getting one of these. It is a 10 out of 10. Don't worry, I didn't fall asleep standing up. The pain was just so intense, and I finally hit a really serious spot. And so I'm just taking in the relief from the pain that I just alleviated myself from. And before you get any ideas, no, it's not one of those vibrator things, but I do have a lot of pain in my groin area. So here we go. Other than the Christmas decorations, the only other thing I have to look forward to during this holiday season are some of my favorite holiday movies. Here's a few of my favorite scenes.
Hey, Carla, good morning. You see something over there? What do you got?
I think that Starbucks attracts a bad element, Josh.
Oh, yeah?
Listen, give me the green light, and I'll shut it down.
Oh, I love that initiative.
Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is my absolute favorite Christmas movie of all time, and I watch it every year.
Of course they are.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
That's what it's always been about. Gifts. Gifts. Gifts, 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 gifts. You want to know what happens to your gifts? They all come to be in your garbage. You see what I'm saying? In your garbage.
Merry Christmas!
I was really grateful for this conversation with Kristian because she's one of the few people that I can talk to with about my mom.
Aw,
Here's our conversation from last week continued.
really, yeah, she was amazing. Like your mom was just absolutely amazing. When I would need somebody to talk to, because she knew that I didn't have a lot of family there for me. Like, I didn't, and I felt so alone. So when your mom would just talk to me, she'd send me messages. Her daily messages in the morning used to really light up my feed. You know what I mean? It would get me to start my day, to get my day. She would always start it out with so much positivity. And I remember one year in your mom, this is when I was still in the States, and I had nothing for the kids for Christmas. I had nothing. And she was like, we were living in a hotel, and she was like, I'm going to just send you a box of goodies, of stuff for them. And she did. And it was so sweet. It was like the sweetest thing ever. So she went out and she picked up this stuff and she put it in a box and she sent it over. And the kids went through the box and they were just so excited. And then when I got pregnant here with Louise, she also sent a few things, which was super sweet. So I was like, oh my God, your mom was a blessing. And that's what when I lost, well, obviously, you lost your mom. But when your mom passed, I was like, who do I have now that's a part of her? And then we started talking and it was like, oh, this is amazing. I was so glad when I saw that post about your mom, I didn't believe it. I didn't. I was so in denial. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, this is not right. This is not, she was just okay. I just saw the picture of her knee wrapped up. Well, she's okay. This is a misunderstanding. And I know you felt the same way. Like, what is happening? Oh, yeah. Louise, you're right. Louise, here. Here. She said, hi, Louise.
Hi.
She said, hi.
I would
Thank you.
like to never do that again.
She said, I would like to never bring you wine again. Imagine. I just can't imagine. When I saw that, I was just like, there's no way. She was just fine. This doesn't make any sense. Did they rule it to be a blood clot? Those are natural causes. She was fine. That's amazing. My grandpa was in the Navy. My dad was in the Army. So my grandpa was also in Germany. Yeah, my dad was in the Army. My grandpa was in the Navy. And my grandpa was in Germany. My dad was in Germany. My grandpa was in Turkey. Yeah, it was the and I didn't get to hear a lot about they keep it so quiet, right? And I don't know why. These military men, they keep it so quiet of what's going on. So I didn't know everything that my grandpa did until his memorial service when his fellowship with his mates came up and talked about him. He did a lot of stuff. And it was just like, no, my grandpa was like my best friend. He was like my dad. Like my grandpa was like my dad. He kept all my secrets and he never left us. He was such an amazing, amazing person. And I'm glad that you found that in your grandfather. So important. So important because my grandpa was like my life. When he died at 68 of meso- he was young. He had mesothelioma and asbestos. He had got them in the ships from when he was doing the ships in the Navy. Yeah, and he didn't know, but he waited too long. He would say, "Doctors are quacks. I don't like doctors. I don't want to go to the doctors." He did that, and it really ended up biting him in the ass. I hate to say that. I love my grandpa. I love my grandpa to death, but it did. Like, you have to seek medical treatment. Like, you need to. You have to. With COVID, too, for example, let's show you how free this country is. I wanted the vaccine, right, for COVID. And it was just switching the subject, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure. But they did not want to give me or they would not let me into the hospital unless I had the vaccine. So I could not give birth to my baby unless I was vaccinated. Yes, I couldn't. The doctor was like, you have to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated if you're going to give birth in our hospital. I'm like, you'd be kidding me. They're like, you have no say so. You have no right to choose. You have to be vaccinated. We couldn't go into the grocery store unless we were vaccinated. You had to show your vaccine cards. Girl, it was crazy. And that's why I say, like, I don't love the US, but I know it's a lot different than it is here. Like, I don't love the US, but I know it's a lot different than it is here. At least you have some say so, in some places of what you're going to do. But this whole country speaks for itself. They're like, if you don't do this, you're not going into the grocery store. It was the bypass surgery that made him the way he is. It definitely is because he was a big man. He weighed 417 pounds, girl. 417 pounds. So he was huge, but he was big and healthy. He was healthy. And everybody was like, we're not going to get I remember that one time he tried to get a job here and they can't discriminate in the US, but he wanted to be a flight attendant. And they're like, well, you need to lose weight. They did. And then he lost the weight and then nobody would hire him because they're like, you're too old. They're like, you're too old. Like, what? It's so fucking sad. It is so fucking sad. It is so sad. Nobody's ever good enough, girl. It's so sad. It is so sad. But honestly, like, you are so naturally beautiful. What do you do to keep up with your skincare? Really? You're so beautiful. You have such beautiful skin. Like, you have no wrinkles, girl. You have no wrinkles. I've gotten Botox before. Oh, you could definitely move your face. In the movies, they make it out to be like, because I got Botox here and then here, like up in my forehead. So it did straighten out I loved it because it helped with my headaches. So it did straighten out the lines on my forehead. and it helped right here, and it helped my headaches because I get really bad headaches. So I did get, it's not there anymore. It's worn off. So like, you can see that I have like this, but this used to be gone when I got Botox. I had Botox, and it was I miss it. It was really good. It works good for headaches. It works amazing for headaches. It like helps you. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, I got Botox, and I was so like insecure about myself, and I'm still insecure about aging because I smoke. I smoke cigarettes. That shit ages you so quick, and I need to stop smoking. I really do. It's a gross, disgusting, nasty ass habit that I've been smoking since I was younger, and now I'm physically and mentally addicted to it. No, you cannot because girl, it's I hate the smell. I hate that it yellows my teeth because it does. I hate that it makes you age more because it does. I would suggest to anybody not to pick up their first cigarette because it's really hard to quit and it's not a good thing. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your lungs. I get short of breath all the time. Like you hear me on our voice notes, girl. I'm like barely breathing. So it's like, it's not good for you. I want to quit, like with all my heart. I want to quit, but it's so hard. Like I want a cigarette right now. I want a cigarette right now. So like it's so hard to quit. That's amazing. That's like a really, really good thing for me. Empty one. I know. I'm like, I need a refill. Girl, I can't believe we've been talking for an hour. Close to it. It's 5:06. Okay, well, no, we'll definitely do our cards. They can wait for us. Don't You can record it. Absolutely, girl. Record this. Don't show fertility, please. Don't show, don't show fertility. Because that shit ain't happening. Right to the clinic. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I think that obviously I want to have a stable income. So I want to get a job. I want to go back to school. I would love to move to maybe North Carolina or Tennessee and just set some roots there, just I don't want a big lavish life. I want a life with just stability because that's something that I have never in my life had. So what I want is stability. That's my biggest thing that I want is I just want to be stable. I want to provide food for my kids, housing for my kids, the necessities for my kids, and that's really all that I want. I want stability. I don't think that's much to ask for, right? It's not really much. I don't want to be rich. I don't, if I'm rich, I'm going to give all my money. If I would be love to be rich, but I love giving. Like, and that's not something that I say just because, that's not something I say just because for saying it, but it makes my heart feel a certain way when I give to other people. I love it. I just absolutely love it. I just want some stability and no fertility. My brother's wife read me before I got pregnant with Zoe, and she's like, I see fertility in your future. I was like, please don't. Please don't see that. But I want stability. I would like to just set some roots in either, not in Florida, North Carolina, maybe Tennessee. I know it's a little bit expensive. I just want my kids to have a great life. I want them to succeed in life. I want to set roots not just for my kids, but also my grandkids. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to make everybody comfortable. I'm not worried about myself. I don't worry about myself. I worry about those that are around me and making them happy. That's what I worry about. Me, I'm happy with the little things like hair scrunchies. Like, I'm happy with the littlest things that I really want stability. Okay. Yeah, I am ready. I, I see it. That's crazy, right? Because that's kind of what I just said. Like, that's amazing. That is amazing. I love that. Water. I'm gonna need some more water. Yes, I did. Yes, that would be so nice. That would be amazing. I love these. I love these so far. Girl, let me tell you a story about the butterfly. I used to say that I was always going to come back when I die, that I was always going to come back as a butterfly. I always said that. I'm going to be that butterfly just flying around. And I always used to tell my dad that when you see a butterfly, it's going to be me. So, like, I always said I'm going to go before my dad because he's going to live to be 102. I'm like, you're going to live to be 102. I'm going to go before you. So, the butterfly has always been significant to me. That's crazy that you picked that card. That is amazing, girl. I love that. That's amazing. It does sound beautiful. Thank you for reading them. I've been waiting. Like, I feel like we've been talking forever, but that's amazing that you picked the butterfly, the water, and that is just amazing, girl. It's going to be definitely a transformation. And I always think about that. That's something that I always think about is like transforming, not only physically, but like spiritually, mentally. I want to transform. So that's amazing that you picked those cards. Out of all the cards, you picked the ones that the butterfly. When you see a butterfly, remember me. Girl, so when I die, remember when you see a butterfly, it's me. We'll die on the same day for sure. We got to do more of these calls. The wine and talk are amazing. I love it though. Yeah. Wouldn't that be so fun? No, but you could because people would join in and talk and you have a great following. You have a great following on Instagram, right? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's just because you speak your mind and you say what you want, which I admire that about you. When I'm going through your posts, like I use the Monita Tequila post to go to because I'm not really on Kicking It with Chris that much. So I use the Monita page to go look at and I'm just like, everything that you post is just amazing. No, it really is. And it's so beneficial to other people to spread awareness of what's going on because a lot of people, like I said, I've seen one single friend I only have like 237 friends. I'm very picky of who's on my Facebook. One person has talked about Palestine. One. One person. And I just had to comment on her page. And I was like, thank you so much for speaking about it. I know. That's what I said to this girl. I said the same thing. I said, thank you so much. I just said, for you posting this, it just means a lot. I said, because you're the first person that I've seen post it. And the posts that I make, like the stories that I make, always, they don't get views. And I have a lot of people. I mean, I don't have a ton of people on my Instagram, but I have like 800 and something. And then a lot of like just the pictures of me will get a lot of views. But the Palestine things that I post don't. You know what I don't understand is Israel, right? Israelis don't believe in Jesus, right? They don't believe in that. They don't believe in all that. But then they have so many Christians standing for them. Christians believe in Jesus, right? They believe that Jesus was the Messiah. In Israel, exactly. So it's just like, what the hell is going on? It's really like, what is going on? It's just like, what is going on? I don't feel, and I don't feel like it's just the what's going on that's making me feel like not in the spirit, but part of what's going on is just like I feel like being sad, being happy for the holidays because I feel like so many people are going through so much stuff. And that's why I tell you all the time, I hate to complain. I hate to complain when the lights go out. I hate to complain when there's no air conditioning because I just keep picturing these. You know that I'm for adults too. You know that. But it's these babies and these children that are just like so helpless, losing parents, buried under rubble. And I literally see this and I start crying to Elijah. Like I just like, because Elijah's very wise for his age. And I just start crying. I'm like, I just can't imagine. Like, what if these were my baby? What if this was here? Like, I can't imagine it. I can't. So there is nothing is allowed in or out right now, right? Hamas for not letting the people come in. Oh no, we're trying to send in aid, but they're not letting us. That's what I heard. So there's so many stories that are going on. Like, oh, they're trying to send in aid, but Hamas isn't letting any aid in. Okay. Yes, soon. Yes. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off though. I had such a good time. I had such a good time. This was so fun. Girl, we gotta do this often, like more often. Get some wine, loosen up.